You know what? I agree with Kyle. Like leaving a house that you've had so many memories in, even though you're moving on to something better, it's always really difficult. Like the house that I didn't grow up in, but I spent like my what preteen to like teenage years in. That there was like so many memories, so many transitions, so many conversations, so many tears, so many fights. Like there were a lot of there was a huge important part of my life that was lived in that house. And although I was so ready to move, when it came to like moving day, tears, just emotional. And I hated that neighborhood. I couldn't wait to get out of it. But I had spent so like a very important part of my life at this home, and just just cleaning out my room and walking out and realizing I'm never coming back there again, when I went through so many things in that room, good or bad. It is emotional. So I do get where she's coming from. And although she moved into a home where she got robbed, Jesus, girl, you need a gated community. You and Maurizio got to have the coin at this point. You know what? This is horrible, but Lisa was talking about her dogs. I thought about Family Guy. Because like one of her dogs sneezed, she was just like, "Don't you dare!" Because if anything happens to you, like I won't be able to take it. This is so terrible. I might not even put this in. But if you remember, if you watch Family Guy, there was a scene where Meg, like she left the room and her stuffed animals came alive, and they all like took off running out of her room, and she turned around just enough time to catch them running, and she caught one of her stuffed animals. And he jumped, the last stuffed animal jumped in front of a truck because he'd rather die than be with her annoying self. And I felt so bad, but I was sitting there watching. I was just like, are these dogs taking I'm not putting this in. I feel like they taking their own lives because she's so annoying. Could you imagine being a dog and having to wear those freaking sweaters and suits and be dyed pink? They're a lot. That couple is annoying, so I don't know if these dogs are just like, you know what, God, I'm ready. No, it's terrible. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm black. I don't really understand the pull of the Kardashians. Like, I feel like in like ratchet white spaces, they stand them like, the rest of the world stands Beyonce. So I just don't really understand Erica Jane like gagging over being an avatar in Kim Kardashian's like game. I would have thought that she had the coin in the pool, I guess, to make her own game where she was an avatar. It was just weird. I don't know. It just never made sense to me that she was being an avatar in Kim Kardashian's game. I'm like, you can't make an Erica Jane game? No shade. I would play that. I would play an Erica Jane game. Just, like something you're playing when you're trying to fall asleep on the plane. Whatever. I would download it for a sec and, play a couple games. Do dress up. You know what I mean? Be inappropriate. I would for a minute. She seems like, I don't know. I felt like she got the coin in the pool. Maybe I underestimated what she was actually able to do, but it's just, I don't know. That was just weird to me that she would be in Kim Kardashian's game. Can't you pull your own? Don't you got more clout? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I really don't know their net worth like that. I just see them on like gossip sites, and it's not, I guess I don't really value their like pull. It doesn't seem like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like their influence is clean, I guess. I don't know. I'm just underestimating what they're actually able to do. So maybe this is really huge. I don't know anything about the game. So maybe the game is huge. I don't know. But I just felt like Erica Jane could do this herself. Right? Confidence comes with age. Then you don't mention your actual age. So you confident, but you ain't confident enough to tell us how old you are because this industry is shallow. Lisa Rinna will never leave this show, and I don't want her to. I think she is the best addition to this show that they have ever had, aside from Faye Resnick. I don't like her like as a actual, what do they hold? Diamond holder, but I do like her as the messy friend because Faye is messy, and I miss when she's not on the show because it's so dull, right? But Lisa Rinna is so messy and kooky and fun that she will always be a part of the show, because even when they're like talking about, you know, coming into their own and doing things at, you know, later in life. Lisa Rinna is just like, you know, you never really, there's not a lot of opportunities for a woman in their 40s, you know, but, you know, for men, there's everything. You cast a 50-year-old guy in a movie and his wife or girlfriend is 25 and the room goes silent and Erica Jane is like, that's my life. Pay Lisa Rinna her coin. She's worth it.
We can't even fathom that this is actually happening in our world. They believe that it enhances sexual prowess. Well,
really?
Take Viagra.
Okay. I think I need to preface this, but I feel like you guys already know this. I'm an animal lover, right? I'm just a very sanitary person, so I don't live with animals. Like the only animal that I'll ever live with will be my husband, okay? I feel like I'm the type of person who I just don't feel like animals should be in captivity. I feel like if they, and even if you love them, I feel like, you know, I don't know, you know, because I don't want to judge people. There are people who really love having pets and don't think it's captivity. For me, I just don't like it. I just feel like, you know, when you let a dog out the house, he goes bananas because that's just his natural habitat. That's just my opinion. It is what it is. And I don't also like people keeping animals as pets because a lot of people, unless you are doing a rescue, in my opinion, I don't like the breeding process. I think that it's inhumane. And it's immoral. I can't get with it. So I understand the whole Yulin festival, right? I feel like it's culturally ignorant. I really, really do. I think that if the people who live in or from China feel like this is an issue, I think they need to handle it. I do not think that some British woman who lives in privileged America in Beverly Hills should be going, you know, telling Chinese people how they should or should not eat. I don't know. I just feel like, first of all, Lisa's a colonizer, okay? You know what I mean? Like, you queen colonizer, okay? Your people started this drama, and then you're going over to an East Asian nation and telling them that this is wrong, and then bringing it back to America and making this certain sect of people look barbaric. When, listen, now if they was pimping out the dogs or something like that, I would think it was a problem, but they are using it for meat. And if you are a person who eats meat, you need to stay out of this conversation. That is just my opinion, because if you think that using dogs as meat is wrong, then somebody can come back with the same argument and say, well, you know, you shouldn't be eating chicken. I know some people who have chickens. I know a girl, not a chicken. She has a pet rooster. You know what I mean? And there are people who eat rooster. Do they? I don't, you know, I'm not that well versed. But I'm just saying, I don't know. I feel like the argument is it's such a classist argument, and it's really just reeks of colonization. And I just think that it's ignorant. It's very, very ignorant to put this video out and to put this movie out and then to put, and I just feel like you're putting East Asian people in a very negative light, in my opinion. And I just don't like it. I really, really don't. Now, if Lisa was a vegan, okay, I'll hear your argument, because you are the type of person who believes that just eating meat in general, any kind of animal, is horrible. And you really believe in the preserving of animals, that animals are our friends, they are not food. If that is your stance, I get it. But you're not going to go to China and just be like, oh no, you can't eat dog. Okay, they're gonna be like, well, who are you? Like, you know, because I love dogs, so you can't eat dogs. That doesn't make any sense to me, and it just feels, it just, I don't like it. It's giving me a terrible, like, privileged kind of reading to me, and just to see them all crying, now I get it. If I was probably in there, I would be crying too, because, you know, it's terrible, right? Like, I would be vegan if I saw how my food was made. I know I'm eating a steak. I know I'm eating chicken. Show me a video. Don't y'all dare send me a video. I will block you. But if you show me or like take me to a farm and I'm seeing like a cow get slaughtered, I'm becoming a vegan, baby, because I can't see that. I really, really can't. But I grew up on meat, so this is what I like, you know? It's just how I was raised in this meat and gun nation, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't feel like it's their right. And then to have everybody crying about this, I think it's wrong, and I would be emotional too. But it's just like, would they be shedding tears if this was a video about the barbaric American prison system? You know what I mean? Like, would they be crying to see that there are humans being treated just like the dogs that you are crying about in America today? Would you be crying about that, or will you overlook that because you know that the mistreatment of those people help you stay the 1%? Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. They only care about things that benefit them. And attacking their pets is an issue. This review has become so deep, and it was supposed to be light because this episode is a week. But I get really pissed off with this whole Yulin thing because I feel like it's coming from a very biased perspective, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. And of course, I don't eat dog. So to me, it's like, oh my goodness. But there are people who love eating crab. You know, for me, I grew up believing that crabs were like bottom feeders and they like clean the ocean. So you don't want to eat, you know, basically toilet brush in the sea. But I know people who love crab. So I'm not going to be sitting there and be like, oh no, this is wrong what you're doing because we need crabs to clean the bottom of the ocean. And I am going to tell you that it's wrong. And I'm going to gather everybody around to tell you that that's not right and give my own biased perspective and make you feel less than because I have the money, privilege, and power to do that. No, it's not right. It's absolutely not right. I don't agree with anybody going on about their way of doing things. I think if this is how you feel, that is how you feel. But to like, I don't know. I just don't like the way it's being portrayed. That's my issue. I really, really don't. Now, I feel like maybe if there were East Asian people who reached out to Lisa and was just like, we know that you love dogs. Please help us. We're trying to stop this. Bring them to the forefront so we can really know what's going on. Because hearing from you, you're not a good source. I'm sorry. You are not a good source to give me this information because there ain't no way that you not giving me a biased viewpoint. That got real deep. Whew. This is what happens when they give me a boring episode. Speaking of dogs, I also feel like it's a very LA thing to have this idea that dogs of wealthy people or well-off people have like this status that nobody else has. Because I don't know if you have this where you live. Let me know in the comment section below if this is allowed. But I'm from Philly, right? Moved to LA. Never in my life did I see a dog sitting at the table having dinner at a restaurant till I moved to Los Angeles. And if you say something about it, you are viewed as somebody who is just like awful and mean. Like there was one place that I said it. I didn't even say anything about it because I knew, first of all, I was in this ritzy white neighborhood. And I wanted to get out of there alive. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. So I didn't mention it. I just did not eat at that restaurant. But I sat down to eat and this lady brought her dog. One, she brought her dog and she was sitting him in the chair. Then she got two cups of water. The dog was drinking out of the glass, like, you know, lapping up the water. And then, no tea, no shade, he didn't seem like the cleanest dog. She was an older lady with some money, but she just wasn't really cleaning them because he had like the dark stuff around, you know, like I have a, my best friend is a dog owner and he hates when owners allow, you know, the tears of their animal to just like clog up and it becomes like this brown crusty mucus around their eyes. That was going on. And then the dog needed a little trim. So he started shaking, and when he shook his tail and his whole body, it was just all this stuff came out and it was like going over the plates and the spoons and the forks. And I just got my purse and left because I realized I was in that dog's territory, okay? Never in my life will that ever happen in Philadelphia. Have I ever seen it in Philadelphia, or will it ever happen in Philadelphia? You bring your dog and you sit your dog down and they bring a cup for that dog to drink out of, everybody in that restaurant getting shot. That's just how Philly do. That's just what I know. But again, I am not imposing my way of life on people who think differently. Hint, hint, take notes, Lisa. So the ladies are on their way to Berlin, and it just, it just sucks being an American watching them act a damn fool, because when you travel overseas, you always want to be like, if you have a soul, you always want to be that American that is just so like, very polite and on point, because you see this show and you're just like, this is what they're talking about. This is why people don't like Americans coming to their country, because even the ladies like talking about the German culture, and it's so ignorant. I'm not even German and I'm offended the way they're speaking about it. I'm like, you could take just a little bit of time to learn a little bit about where you're going so you don't embarrass an entire nation. But it wouldn't be a show. Dorit, you had your head in a public restroom toilet. I don't care if it's a, private jet or, first class. I ain't putting my head in no public toilet ever. That's why I don't drink, because if I ever like get to the point where I'm just like blacked out drunk, and then everybody takes that picture of that drunk friend hanging over like a public restroom toilet, not knowing what they're doing because they're like, out of their mind drunk, and they're vomiting into like this filthy toilet, I would probably throw my body in acid. Yeah, that's how much I hate public restrooms. And germs. I'm just a sanitary sister. A sanitary sister. Oh, Lord. Is Dorit pregnant? Oh, not another one. Why is there a panic room in a hotel room? What is going on over there in Berlin? I never thought I had anything in common with Dorit, but the way she travels and how she packs her clothes, I'm the same exact way. Because listen, my drag mother let me know that, we'll talk about that later. In another, review or, whatever, fake YouTube thingy, in another video, we'll talk about, my drag auntie. But, she always let me know that any runway is a runway. So like I learned walking down the market, walking down the aisles of Target, you better serve, you better work. Like that's how I was raised by her for parts of my life. So, especially when I travel, because you never know who you're going to see. You never know what kind of what the elements are going to be like, or what that sickening photo is going to be like. And when you're taking pictures and memories of travel or whatever, you want to look back on your photo, and maybe that's just me, but you want to look back on your photo and be like, man, that was a really good time. Oh man, I really missed that. Oh, also, I was snatched in every picture. You know what I mean? I was serving you looks, baby. I was smizing. I was giving it. Put me in Vogue today. How you doing, Anna Wintour? Because I just served the girls. Yeah, I take pictures of everything. I, pack certain looks all together. Not that wealthily, you know what I mean? It don't look that rich, but I make sure my looks are together. I make sure when I'm going to like certain events that I'm going to, especially if I'm going to like a place where I know, if I'm going back home and I'm going to a place where I know there's going to be a lot of people, that's the most sickening look, especially a lot of people that you like went to high school with, like from your past, a place where you're going to run into a dude that was like terrible to you, and it's like, look at me now, I'm looking like a snack. You could never, demon. Those kinds of looks. So I really prepare out the looks. I have something in common with Dorit. Is that a good thing? Yeah, I'll take it. So Dorit is not pregnant. She was just high on the plane. Because when she told the doctor everything that she took, he was so disappointed. And I guarantee you he's going to like go to like a local bar and talk about this idiot American that almost overdosed. Damn. So this episode is dry as hell, but when we got a throwback of Brandy Glanville smacking Lisa Vanderpump. First of all, they were all drunk out of their minds that night, but Lisa sobered up real quick when she got... Those were the good days. Can we bring back Brandy and Kim? We need some train wrecks on this show to make it interesting. You see, when you remove the train wrecks, it just gets boring. So let's talk about how messy Lisa Vanderpump is, and I don't like it. Because you can be messy on the show and, give us a good little laugh or a kiki or whatever. But what she just did to Lisa Rinna is so conniving and, in my opinion, beneath her. I know she do some messy and shady things, but this right here, because it was so obvious what she was doing, she's trying to get Lisa Rinna fired from the show, because she's saying it seems like you're not as engaged, and it seems like, you distance yourself from the group. That is head housewife talk for producer. Look, she's not pulling her weight. Let's bring somebody else in. And that was just, that was like, in my opinion, beneath her. I felt like it was just so shady, beyond shady, and it just was very cutthroat. And I think that's coming from Vanderpump because, like Rinna said, I'm not doing your dirty work. You know what I mean? Because what Vanderpump was doing to Rinna was what she was doing to Glanville, is feeding them all this mess so they can go off on people or gossip about people, take back what she done said about people to those people and cause all these fires, and nobody knows that she did it. Lisa Vanderpump was basically Phaedra last season, feeding Portia all this mess and having her guard dog go crazy at people who she had issues with. And that's what Vanderpump did with Glanville. Where is she at? Not on the show. That's what she did with Rinna. Now that Rinna is back and not being her, puppet now she's trying to get her off the show. And I'm telling you, I'm done with this show if Lisa Rinna don't come back, because to me, she is the most interesting person on this show at this point. I know Vanderpump is the head honcho, but let's be real. Lisa Rinna brings the entertainment that this dry show needs, desperately needs. I think at this point, Rinna is no longer new, so she realizes the games that are being played, and she's just not playing into the games of the other cast members. She is running her own game, and they don't like it, because now she's working her way up the ladder to be top dog. She's been messy, but now she knows what she needs to do to stay engaged on the show, to stay getting a check, to stay being a cast member without ruining her brand. Smart. Vanderpump does it. Why can't Rinna? Vanderpump gives us nothing every season, and she gives us nothing on Vanderpump Rules, but yet she still is the highest paid, and she still is back every season. It's not fair, because these girls have to put their lives out there and they have to become a fool every season while Vanderpump just reigns supreme. It's not fair, because she didn't create this show. You know what I mean? There is favoritism. I feel like Andy Cohen does have favoritism for a lot of his girls. I felt like he had favoritism for Nene for a very long time, but when Nene bucked up and was, in a sense cussing out her pimp, he bit back, and now she don't have the status that she used to, because she didn't fall in line forever like Andy needs them to do. Because to be honest with you, you're not going to come at me when I gave you an opportunity. Now you feel like you're too big for this opportunity, so you're going to go talk all kinds of crap about me and mistreat me on my own show, and then think that I'm going to bring you back and let you reign supreme. No. That's why Nene Leakes is groveling, but Vanderpump never messed up with Cohen. So that's why she's able to do what she does, and it bothers me because none of the other ladies are able to do that, but yet she comes back every season and she gets a good, meaty check, and she's just not that interesting. You know what? One thing I noticed about Erica Jane, I feel like her hairstylist puts her extensions, her weave in too tight, because especially when it's straight, she's always like, like, you know what I mean? You black women know when your braids are too tight, you can't really talk just yet until you get about 2 or 3 weeks and your hair has grown and the braids have loosened up. But I feel like maybe they are braiding her hair and maybe like clipping her weave in or something. Whatever it is, it always seems so tight, because she never, when it's straight. When it's curly, I just feel like it's very loose and she can do what she needs to do. But when it's straight, she's just like, okay, girls, yes, these hoes. Can you guys say? I don't know if it's the fact that I just didn't like what she just did to Rinna, but I'm so sick of Vanderpump's sex jokes with Ken. It's not cute and funny anymore. It's just old. Like, Andy, listen, we need her to bring something next season. We need her to get in the gutter, because she's just not interesting anymore. It's like so redundant. And I honestly feel this way about all the housewife shows. And a lot of them on the show, except for Bethany and Vicky Gunvalson. Every season, Vicky Gunvalson gives us an Oscar-winning performance. That girl puts her whole uterus out there for us to see. Like, there is nothing left off the table. She gives us a show every season. Bethany too, but I think that Bethany is just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, so she can't like play a character, because the kookiness just comes, like, just seeps out of her. But I just feel like a lot of them are, especially the top dogs, are just able to walk this fine line and just be, just come off every season unblemished, and that's not fair for the other girls who are really putting it out there. Then you have someone who's not doing it. And I understand the same thing is happening with Atlanta and, with Kenya not telling everything. although I like her being happy, I understand the other girls being upset. Like, listen, we're putting everything out on the line and you're holding back things that are precious to you, and that's just not how this show goes. But Vanderpump is able to do it as well. I think the only problem is that the ladies know that she's a top dog and they won't come for her. Kenya's not a top dog on her sect of housewives, so they feel more easy coming at their coworker than somebody who they feel like if they don't brush up to or, you know, become a flunky of, they'll be off the show. But I hope she brings something interesting next season, because she has been so dry. She's dry here and then she's dry on Vanderpump, and it just ups the dry factor. Her scenes are a desert. We need something else, Lisa. You need to get, I was about to say moist. Hell no. You know what? Word on the street is Cal and Lisa are not really friends anymore. They just do it for the sake of the show. And I thought it was a rumor, but I feel like I can see it in their scenes, because they always go from 0 to 100 real quick over the littlest things. Now they're like going at it a bit over Nanny K, Lisa's grandmother, who, you know, Kyle forgot her name. And I was rocking with Kyle not remembering every minor detail about Lisa. And then the Shady Bravo editors are showing all of these scenes, recent scenes, where Lisa is talking about her. So I'm just like, Kyle, did you forget Nanny K's name, or are you taking a jab at Lisa? Their friendship behind the scenes is so much more interesting than what's actually filmed. But I think with Beverly Hills, these ladies have to keep up a certain appearance to maintain their wealth that they get from outside of the show. So I feel like because they're dealing with so much money, they put on a very polished exterior, and it's allowed. And I just don't think it's fair, because I don't know any other franchise that is not even OC and they have more money. Let's be real. Vanderpump got coins, but ain't nobody got Gumbelson coins, okay? So I just feel like, this franchise is just able to do nothing and still get picked up every season. It's annoying at this point, especially as a fan of just Housewives. It's annoying, because if I'm going to be here every Tuesday, you better give me something worth watching. And they just haven't done it this season. Did Cal take a dip in Erica Jane's closet? Because what is she doing with these fingerless gloves? The whole outfit. I'm like, what is going on? It's cute, but I'm like, it's not cute on Cal. It doesn't look like Cal to me. And then she got like a half pony, and I don't know. I feel like because Dorit and Erica Jane are having like these stylists travel with them. I also think that Rinna is having somebody travel with them as well. I think Cal is trying to get into it, and I don't think that she doesn't have the coin. I think that her and Maurizio are very tight with their money, because they were the brokest out of their community for a very long time. So I think she's trying to do these things on her own, or maybe paying a stylist to pull looks for her, and she's putting it together. But it's just, it's not working. It's not working. And I understand, pulling a Sonia and using like an intern to do certain jobs. But at this point, you really got to pay the coins and get like a Law Roach, because you have to step it up next season, because your fashion, sis, have been dreadful. Wait, I wasn't ready for this read of Kyle from Erica Jane. What just happened? See, this is my problem. The editing also. I love when they give shady clips to, kill the argument of one of the cast members on the show. But then like stuff like this comes out. Like, I'd never known Kyle and Erica Jane to have any kind of beef, but all of a sudden, like in the last scene of this episode, Erica Jane is reading Kyle, and so real friendship there. I listen when people speak, and she said it before when they were having dinner, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Because we never saw this. I felt like that would have been more important to see, or more interesting to see, if Erica Jane is taking shots at Kyle, because I know she didn't just come out of nowhere all of a sudden start taking shots at her. Oh gosh, this show needs to be rehashed. There needs to be a shakeup in production. Like this needs work. It really, really does. And I have a feeling that they're going to lose really important fans of this show if they don't get it together. Like, loyalty will hold you over only but for so long. So that's where it ends. Next week, they're going to be coming for Cal. Maybe this is why all of a sudden we're getting this like shady Erica Jane confessional or read of Cal. I don't know what happened here, but I feel like we've missed a chunk of drama in confessionals. And I feel like this is just poor editing at this point. And the editors are normally on point. So I don't know, especially with telling of the story. So I don't know what's going on here, but Dorit is going to come for Cal next week, and it's going to be interesting because Cal don't ever like to be called out on anything. She always have a huge temper tantrum and hissy fit, then she runs away and cries in a corner, and then everybody feels bad because Cal is crying and they forget the shady stuff that she did, because Cal is shady too, but she always cries about it and plays victim so everybody overlooks it. I don't know, but that's what's going to be next week. And I am going to stick with this show. I think I'm going to drop Vanderpump, but I am going to stick with this show because there are a lot of you who have been with me from the beginning who are really interested in this show. So I will continue to review it. And like I always say, if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I need my faithful viewers who really love these Housewives reviews, especially Beverly Hills, to do that so that we can get more people here, because more views really, encourage me to do more of these. You know what I mean? Right now I'm just doing it for my faithful people because I appreciate you. I really, really do. So thanks for joining me for this time, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Oh, are you guys excited for New York? Please tell me that you are ready to get into it, because I cannot wait for April 4th. I feel like that whole cast has had so much drama that it is just going to be a phenomenal season, and I cannot wait for it, especially the Countess. Girl, it's going to be juicy. Please join me for that one. See you then. Bye, guys.